What's going on, Internet? Welcome back to the URL vs. IRL podcast. I am your host, Bree Lynch. And first off and foremost, for those of you that are used to tuning in on Tuesdays, I apologize for my tardiness today. But that's something that we're actually going to dig into in this episode a little bit here. So let me roll the intro music before I get too far ahead of myself. Better late than never, huh? I honestly don't know why I'm being so hard on myself about posting the podcast late today. I'm actually filming this same day and going to upload it same day. Something that I'm really trying to practice lately is vulnerability. And I think that with this podcast, I'm a person that has always clearly preached that not everything is as it seems online, and that we need to be more transparent and we need to be more realistic and we need to, do these things to help each other so that we can stop with the constant strive for perfectionism and the constant strive for just a polished, finished version of everything. And I think we need to be realistic with each other. I think that the way that we act online and the way that we make sure that everything is absolutely fucking perfect, polished, is kind of like our demise. It's our downfall in a sense. And it is driving us all mad and insane. And this is something that I actually would really like to dig into in therapy coming up soon. I have always been a person that feels like I need to be perfect. As you guys know, if you've been following me for years with my content, whether you came from automotive content or you came from podcast content or you came from stunt driving content or you came from, back in the day when I was a photographer, I have operated like a robot for so long, or I have made it seem as if I operate like a robot for so long. And I am literally part of the problem that I see online. And I recognize that and I understand that. And to anybody that's followed me for years, I want to take accountability for that. And I'm very sorry that if you've ever even compared yourself to me online, that you have compared yourself to anything that I have done or anything that I've posted and have felt less than. I really wish that I wasn't a part of that problem. And I think that going into my second plus week of life offline, it has opened my eyes quite a bit. The last podcast episode that I filmed was called Life Offline, I think deleting social media or deactivating social media. And I had a lot of thoughts in that podcast episode, and my mind kind of went all over the place, but I think that overall it was a very well-rounded episode, and I think it was really vulnerable, and that's something that I've wanted to practice for a while now. I think also, again, going back to even the start of this podcast, have just craved true, genuine honesty and human connection and vulnerability. And I've literally done the same thing. And these podcast episodes, yes, they get edited. They get edited to be more entertaining. They get edited to be more concise. They get edited to be more, polished, but also for people's comfortability and for their consent and to make everyone happy. But I try to keep it as real on here as I possibly can, and that's where I'm going to get to with the point of this episode that I am uploading today. So, my tardiness today with posting the podcast. Let me be, holding myself accountable here. I've had a lot going on the past couple of weeks. I've actually had a lot going on for the past couple of months. Probably since December or January. I have never faced such harsh mental health, not issues, but conflictions within myself. It's been a weird year. Like I said, it's been 2025 has been a year of change. Like I said, the year of being 28 years old has been a year of change for me. And a change that I would like to make is being kinder to myself and giving myself the grace that I try to give others. And the way that I talk to others when they're struggling or when they're too busy for something is the kind of kindness that I would like to meet myself with, and that I really need to practice allowing myself to have. So I was late today. I'm filming an episode same day in real time. And what's actually really funny is I was talking to my editor of the podcast. Their name is Slack. Shout out to Slack for kind of giving me this little bit of insight the other day. And they were just telling me, like, dude, if you're going through it or if you've got a lot going on, like, slow down. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to be kind to yourself. And if you need anything, it's okay to ask for help. And right now, even beyond, like I said, it's been a weird year for me since like December, January timeframe, just within my own mind. And, you know, there's a lot of things that play into all of that. But also, let me tell you guys something. I was going to wait until the end of June to have one full year of releasing podcast episodes to make this announcement, but I'm going to make it right now, even though it's really, really scary. I'm going to step the podcast episodes back to once every other week, so biweekly. So after today, as of today, this episode will come out on June 3rd, and then let me check my calendar. The next episode will come out on June 17th, and then the one after that will be on July 1st. And I'm really excited for this. I've been thinking about stepping back or stepping up, in a sense, to biweekly episodes for a while. I was, like I said, going to wait until the end of June so that I had reached one full year of podcasting, or releasing podcasts, I should say, because I'm past the 1 year mark of actually podcasting every week, so that I could feel like I met a deadline, feel like I met a marker, felt like I did it, like I was perfect, like I did it every single week, and I, stuck to this, and I made this commitment. And I'll tell you what, the next couple of episodes that are coming out are phenomenal. They are fantastic. They are so great, and I am so fucking excited for them. I will give you guys a little bit of insight. I finally spoke to coffee shop owners. And not only did I talk to coffee shop owners, I talked to coffee shop owners of one of the most highly renowned cafes in my county that I grew up in New Jersey. So that was a really sweet, like, hitting home kind of episode. And when I started the podcast, there were like a couple of professions that I've always wanted to, talk to, or a couple of people that I've always wanted to speak to on the podcast. One of those would be like a pilot, a therapist, a coffee shop owner, a private investigator was another one that I thought was going to be super cool, and I did an episode like that. But I digress. Like I was saying, I'm very excited for the next couple of episodes that I have filmed. They have been edited already. They're coming out soon. Like I said, I could have pushed myself to release those ones today and next week. But here's the thing. This is the reason that I wanted to step over to bi-weekly episodes. When I was posting on social media for URL versus IRL, I was exhausted. And I'm sure I was insufferably unavoidable and exhausting online. I was posting 3 reels a week, plus sometimes a carousel and stories to promote an episode. And it was exhausting. It was tiring. And in addition to that, I was still filming actually every single week to release those episodes, because I wasn't having the opportunity to do bulk recording just due to scheduling issues. And I was so tired. I was lining people up to film throughout the month, and I was creating these questions and sharing these questions and getting these questions okayed and getting, permission and doing pre-production phone calls and then like post-production phone calls and submitting episodes. And then I finally found an editor to help me edit, because I was editing for a long time, and then I was still making the social media cuts and then adding the subtitles and the everything, and I just was exhausted. And I felt like I was moving from one episode to the next episode a little too fast, to the point where I felt like the episodes were not getting the love and attention that they deserved from me and from you guys. I think that even talking to people in real life, real time, that listen to the podcast were like, yeah, I fell behind, or like, yeah, I can't keep up. Like, it's a lot. And like, yeah, oh yeah, I saw on social media that you posted this, but like, it's kind of hard to keep up. And it's just the episodes, like shooting the episodes back to back to back to back in that way was not exhausting, really. It's just that the episodes that I was filming were extremely in depth. And I just felt like they deserved more than that. I deserved to be able to sit down and sit with my thoughts after an episode to create like a better experience, a better wrap up, a better like, here are my thoughts. Here's why I think this was important. This is, like just better promotion, honestly, for each episode. So, yeah, I don't know. I want to be able to do that. I want to put more of my love into this. I want to put more of my effort and my creative soul into what I'm doing. I don't want to work like a robot. And I think that if I move over to bi-weekly episodes, it's going to allow me to do that. It's going to allow me to like curate these different like versions of what you're seeing on social media about the episodes. It's going to give me more time to think about episodes before we go into episodes. It's going to give me more time to breathe. It's going to give you guys more time to breathe from me and not be suffocated with the amount that I'm posting online. I don't want to post 3 reels a week. I don't. I just would like to be a little bit of a human being. I'd like to stop making myself feel like I have to function like a robot. And the thing about functioning like a robot is it's not like I'm not actually functioning like a robot. I'm not actually like waking up on Mondays and doing the same thing every single Monday. I don't actually have that kind of schedule. It's just I would exhaust myself with bulk recording before I would have to leave town for work. I would have to rush sometimes to record episodes, or I would have to like spontaneously record episodes, which I have absolutely no problem with doing. And you guys don't know how many retakes I would have to do for a solo episode. Oh my goodness gracious. It was exhausting. I actually started this episode off a little rough today. I can't remember if I mentioned this to you guys or not, because I did do a retake for this. I started the episode, got really self-conscious about the lighting, changed my lighting, and restarted. And then I was like, no, it's still too dark. And then I contemplated getting up and fixing it and changing it. And then I started sneezing. And then I was like, oh, I should just redo this. And like all the things that I was saying were so good and so like valuable and so vulnerable. And then I restarted again. And I had a weird, rough start to this episode today. Like I said, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I want to get this posted by 12:30 or 12. And I'm trying to be nice to myself for once. I'm trying to give myself a little bit of grace. I'm trying to just have some compassion for myself and have some understanding. And also, let me be quite frank with you guys. For those of you that may have come or may have found me due to my automotive content that I used to post back in the day, I'm at the point where all of my cars are broken right now. Again. That was actually a really funny episode on my YouTube channel, was all of my cars were broken. And that's another reason why I want to step to bi-weekly episodes now, is because I need to fix my cars. And I would like to put the work and the love and the time into fixing my cars and maybe make some videos even doing that. I think that would be really fun. I think that would be like a little bit of a blast from the past. I think that would be really fulfilling for my soul right now, would be to get my hands dirty and to reconnect in that way and to kind of get back to my roots and actually film a vlog. I miss doing that so much. So I would just like to take some time to be able to fix them or drop them off at a shop or whatever the heck it is that I need to do to solve those issues. This episode is not going the way that I planned today, and that's okay. I really wanted to jump on here today and make the announcement that I'm going to move over to bi-weekly episodes. I wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I wanted to let you guys in that way and just kind of communicate and be honest with you and let you know why I'm going to move over to bi-weekly episodes. And also I really just wanted to check in to tell you guys what exactly was going on. I, again, am trying to be vulnerable, trying to be honest, trying to be a human being, once again, because I'm not a robot, and just let you guys know what has been going on. And a big part of me stepping over to bi-weekly episodes is so that I have more time to do other stuff. And so that I can really give this podcast the love and attention that it deserves. It's something really special to me, and it's something that I really, really, really want to continue doing, even if I do it in a different way. It is extremely therapeutic for me. I actually have a lot of ideas that have been popping into my head recently about the podcast, and I honestly have too many that I don't know what to do with them. And I know that sounds crazy that I'm going to step over to bi-weekly episodes at this point when I have all of these ideas, but I also want this to be great, and I think that if I want this to be great, I need to give it time to marinate. I feel like I should do a mic drop after that, after those lines. But anyways, you guys, I just want to thank you so much for being here and for being part of my journey for the past year of podcasting. And I am just so grateful for you guys, and so thankful and so happy that I have found you all that listen and that tune in and that check in on me. I think that this next chapter is going to be so great. I really think it is. And I think I might even start like a little miniature TikTok series. We'll see. I am going to leave that with that. But with all that being said, I really hope to see you guys soon. I can't wait to talk to you guys again. And my YouTube channel should be seeing me kind of soon, I would say. And I think there's a bunch of other ways that you can find me, I think there's a bunch of other ways that you can find me. I still have not reactivated my Instagram account, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that or where I'm going to go with that. And I think that that's okay. I don't think I need to have all the answers right now. I think that it's okay to allow myself to marinate. But just know I'm busy. And that's all. Oh, speaking of busy, last podcast episode, like I said, I remember I was so worried about not having social media and not getting any calls for work. I've gotten more calls for work since I deactivated my account than when I had my account activated. In the past 2 weeks, I have gotten more phone calls than I have gotten in 2 months. And that makes me so happy that I could cry. So I'm getting teary-eyed right now because I have a cancer and I'm sensitive, and I'm going to get going. But I think that if I can leave you guys with anything, it is that you should try to do something that you're afraid of. Do what feels scary, because it might just push you into the next best thing that you didn't even know was right around the corner. And all you got to do is push yourself and just do something that you're scared of. You don't have to stay that way forever, but at least you tried. That's what I did, and it's been so much better, and I think that I'm just getting more and more brave by the day. So thank you guys for listening. Sorry I'm getting emotional. I gotta go now. Bye. All right, talk to you soon on the next URL versus IRL. Hi, Blossom. You gonna come in the podcast, squirrel? Come here, girl. Come here. Hi, Mama. Hey, Blossom. Have you guys met my Sphinx cat? Her name is Blossom. I named her after the Powerpuff Girls. Um, so she's Blossom, the commander and the leader. And she actually has this really hilarious Powerpuff Girls snuggie that she sleeps in every single night. It is like literally her comfort blanket. It is the cutest thing in the world. But anyways, where was I going with that?